All right, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, shalom. Welcome to the Black First Roundtable. And tonight we have with us Sister Cassie. So it's just going to be me and Sister Cassie today, and we're going to go straight in. And we will not provide any comfort. So look here, we giving you the straight truth, exactly how it's supposed to be. And if you don't like it, hey, look, just know it's in love. It is in love. You know, we got Deacon. Deacon is in the house already. Peace and blessings, Deacon of Reality. We're glad that you're here with us. And we ask everybody to put their seatbelt on and make sure it is on tight because we're going all the way in tonight. And so also you may want to copy this video because I'm not sure after when we're done that YouTube will let it stay around. That's how hard cutting and cold cutting that we are doing tonight. Peace and blessings, Sister Cassie. Welcome. How you feeling?
Peace and blessing. It is all good. I'm ready. And I hope you guys are ready out there because it's time to get busy. It's time to say the whole truth and nothing but the truth, and I hope you can handle it.
That's right. No watering down. We're going straight in tonight. All right. So our topic that we're continually building on, because we started yesterday on the first phase of, how do we wake Black Americans up to war? And we established that the first part of that is they have to have a firm identity of who they are, right? Who they are. And we're not, look here, we said that we are Black people. We are children of God. We were the first people that were created. So that means that when we were created, that we don't have just one little piece of land on this continent or that continent. The whole earth belongs to us. So we are universal people. We are Black people. We are not looking to be nationalized to just one part of the land when we own all of it. All of the land we own, and we're here to take all of what has been deeded unto us. So that is the first part, who we are. We are Black first. We are Black people. Welcome, Brother Roy, Big Brother Roy. Peace and blessings. We're glad that you're here with us. So the second phase of how to wake Black people up to war is we have to go in on false religion.
Yeah. Oh, God,
we have to go in on the lies that tie our people to that slave plantation. And the program tonight is going to hurt some people's feelings. And look here, it's in love. But you got to wake up. You got to wake up to the reality. To the reality that has you tied and bonded to a way of thinking that is not your own. Yes. A way of thinking that was planted in you that keeps you tied to your former slave master. And so we're going to examine Jesus Christ. We're going to examine his role, his color, where he's from. We're going to take all of that into consideration today. We ain't leaving no cards on the table. So again, this may hurt some people's feelings, but we got to get into it. We got to deal with it, with the reality of it. They say, and it was said last night, that Jesus is not Black, that he was a Middle Eastern. That's a lie. He wasn't a Middle Eastern. That term Middle East is a made up place.
Yes.
It ain't real. It ain't real. It's made up. So you say, well, he's from the Middle East.
Ain't no such word.
Ain't no such.
It's all Africa.
There's no middle south, no middle north, no middle west. There ain't no middle. That's Northeast Africa.
Africa.
That's what it is. It's Africa.
Okay.
And there is no white man in Africa that came there, that's from there naturally. It ain't no such.
Not one. Not one.
It ain't no such. No. See, when they say to you, he's Middle Eastern, they're lying because they don't want to accept the fact that Jesus is black, like you and me. They look like us. They don't want to accept that. They don't want to look at that. They in their mind, they say, no, not no nigga. My Lord can't be no nigga. You know, the so-called Jews supposed to leave a door ajar for Jesus, for not Jesus, but the Messiah. They leave a door ajar for the Messiah to come in. Now, you black as we are, we knock on these fake Jews' door and say, hey, I'm the Messiah. They gonna call 911 and say, there's a nigger at the door. That's what they gonna say. Call the police, there's a nigger at the door. And the reality is, the Messiah looks like us. The Messiah looks like us. And so we're going to break that down tonight, good fashion, so that you understand that when these preachers are up there and they're teaching you and they say, oh, Jesus is Middle Eastern, they're lying to you. And if they're going to lie to you about that, they're going to lie to you about everything else. So, Sister Cassie, dealing with this, before we go to play some of these videos I got, why do you think that our enemies made Jesus to look like them and gave us that as the religion?
To make us obedient. I'm echoing. Is that me? Okay. Yeah. To make us obedient. Okay. Because if it's a subliminal message is when you want to be superior, then you have to make God white. I have to make God look like me so that when you see me, you see him. And the churches and the pastors have swallowed it hook, line, and sinker. Even though scripture tells you I'm black. In Revelations 1:14, read it. It tells you what he looks like. There's so many scriptures, if we don't go there, that talks about black people. He'll tell you, Solomon says, I'm black. What else can you mean? Mm-hmm. It's so much it's so much written. But the reason why, and then they turn around and tell you to go to their theologian schools to finish the job. Then they educate you to pile it on some more. Then you got black folks sitting up here not knowing who they are. Mm-hmm. Talking about Middle Eastern. And I hear a lot of black folk, when they say that, I go, you mean Africa? Because that's what it is. There's no such word. I correct them all the time. You mean Africa. Just like Egypt, Africa. Israel, Africa. Pakistan, Africa. I don't know how else to say it. And then when people say, well, African Egyptians will get mad, you call them black. You're in a black country. Mm-hmm. Before you got there were black folk there. And you didn't have sex with them. Now you do white yourself up, but your DNA is BLACK. Mm-hmm. Africa, black, Egyptians, or whatever you want to call them. But that's the only reason I can see. is I'm gonna make you worship me. So I'm gonna change, I'm gonna whitewash everything. And then I'm gonna call you bad. So then you are not gonna understand who you are. And everything about you, I'm gonna call bad. But everything about me, I'm gonna call good. And I'm gonna brainwash you as much as I can in the educational system. Then I start with elementary, middle school, high school, and in college. And then when you go to theology school, then I'm gonna get you there too. I'm gonna pile it up with a cherry when you get the theologian school. Half of these pastors out here don't even know who they are. They call themselves Gentiles. I'm like, you're not a Gentile. You're not a Gentile. But that's from the lack of knowledge.
Exactly. Okay. A big lack of knowledge. So let's look at it. Now, let's look at the word. Let's start out with the word Christianity. Is there anywhere in the Bible where Jesus said, I am a Christian? There's nothing in there that says that.
No, nowhere. That's not who we were when we first got here. We weren't Christians. That's not who we were. We were forced into that. Exactly. When we went into Portuguese, they came from, went from Africa, took into Portuguese and Spain, and then they forced you to receive Christianity. We weren't Christians. We didn't know nothing about being Christians. So no.
And because if you're going to follow somebody, if you're going to be a follower of quote unquote Jesus, and he never said he was a Christian, he never told you to be a Christian. He wasn't a Christian. So how in the hell are you that? And he never said he was that. So who are you really following?
Caesar Borgia. Caesar Borgia. Caesar Borgia. Let's break him down. He was the man that raped his mama. He murdered his brother. No, raped his sister and married his sister, raped his killed his brother. Okay. And he was the one, if we're really honest, was who Leonardo da Vinci painted. Okay. He was known as his dad was the king. Okay, the head priest. That's who his dad was, right? And that's how Caesar Borgia came into being. And that's who you're worshiping. You're worshiping a gay guy, okay, who's a murderer, LGBT. So how in the world are you going to tell me the church is connected to that? I mean, y'all have to do your research. Look up Caesar Borgia to see who he was.
And another thing that has to be dealt with, because the myth of this Mary getting pregnant by a ghost. Mary getting pregnant by a ghost. Now, Sister Cassie, if one of your daughters or your granddaughters said they were walking by the church and the Holy Ghost came upon them and got them pregnant, would you believe it? Or would you say, who's the boy you've been dealing with?
I'm going to get them some help if they tell me it was a ghost. I'm just saying. And see, this is the foolishness that we believe for years. This is the foolishness that we preached for years. This is the foolishness. And it's been so damaging to Black folk that we don't even understand the scriptures. We have no revelation. When he said God loved the world, he wasn't talking about them. This is only to us. He's not talking to them. Because he said, I'm coming back and I'm going to punish you the exact same thing you did to my chosen jewels. Because ain't that what Hitler called us? His chosen jewels. Okay. Exactly what you did to us. And people say, oh, Jesus is coming back and he's going to rapture everybody. No, you're going to get this behind whooping first. You're going to get a behind whooping first. Okay. Now, everything you did to us is coming back. He said, I visit the sins of the father to the third and fourth generation. That means you're going to get the same thing you did to us. And Joel 3 tells you about it. Read it. And the book of Enoch too. You got to read some of these books. Why'd you take those books out? The book of Enoch tells you exactly who they are. Talks about the fallen angels. Talks about who they are and what he's getting ready to do to them when he comes back. And they done took all that out and gonna give you a shell of what they want you to read. That's talking about God loved the whole world. That's not what his word said. He called them spittle. He called them spit. Spit is nothing. That's the most disgusting thing you can, body fluid. That's one of the discussion. You know what I'm saying? It's spittle. That's what he called them. And you trying to tell me? Come on now. We gotta wake up. It's time to wake up. Time to wake the church up.
Exactly. Now I'm going to share screen because we're going to look in this Bible, and we're going to take some of these things apart. So we're looking at Matthew right now, and this is the King James Version, where mostly Black people come out of the King James Version. We ain't even gonna get into King James, who this cracker was. we may have time. We may have time to slice his damn head off. But in here, in Matthew chapter 1, and it says, the book of the generations of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. And it begins to, go back where Abraham begat Isaac. Isaac begat Jacob. Jacob begat Judas and his brother, and then Judas, and it gives you the names of all the relatives. Now, it even goes down and it says, Jacob begat Joseph, the husband of Mary, whom was born Jesus, who is called the Christ. Who is called the Christ. Now, Sister Cassie, if I say you superwoman, do that really make you superwoman? Because I called you superwoman?
You already know the answer to that.
See,
you can call somebody anything you want it to be.
Exactly. Now, if we can remember, and I can go and show it if need be, but when Jesus and the Pharisees was going back and forth with each other, they said to him, we be not born of fornication. Now, these are the people who was around him in his birth. They said straight to him, we was not born of fornication, meaning your mama had sex with your daddy and they wasn't married. And he didn't say, you're lying. He didn't say that. He didn't say you're lying. When there's natural law that God gave, a natural way of things to happen, it takes a man and a woman to get together to produce a baby. A ghost, an inanimate object, can't impregnate no woman. It just can't. That thing right there breaks the rules that God gave of how you create a child. See, the Bible even says that God says that I will reject you because you rejected knowledge. Because you rejected knowledge, I will reject you. Now, some would say, well, Brother Muhammad, in the Quran, it talks about Jesus and Mary. And it talks about his birth. And it does. And in the Quran, it says that the angel Gabriel was talking to Mary and said that, Mary, you will conceive a son. And she said, well, how am I going to conceive a son and no man has touched me? And it says, well, easy. He said that, and we will send you our spirit in the form of a well-made man. Still, it's telling you that we're going to send you us our spirit in the form of a well-made man. So you and that well-made man got together, had sex, and produced a child. Ain't none of this hocus pocus, I dream a genie BS. It ain't real. It ain't real. There is no justification. Matter of fact, when the enemies of Jesus, they are the ones who said they're the Christians. They the ones who named you. They the ones who named you. That's where you got that name from. It had nothing to do with Jesus. Nothing. And in the reality, if Jesus was walking down the street and you saw him and you said, hey, Jesus, he keep on walking. Because that wasn't even the name. Now, Sister Cassie, you spoke on earlier that they gave us this religion. And you said that they gave it to us for control. Mm-hmm. Now, in Africa now, you have all of these Christian people out there.
Yep.
Didn't they give them the religion and take the resources?
They sure did, and still doing it. I think about 6 months ago, you had a white man walk around looking like, I'm sorry, he had the long hair white man walk around, and they were saying he was Jesus. And I'm like, you guys, come on, let's not do this again. We gotta stop. We gotta stop. I'm telling you, we got to stop with the nonsense. And it's so brainwashing, and they know it. Just like Ethiopia didn't have any white pictures of Jesus. Now you go there, you see white pictures of Jesus. And I'm like, you guys stop. That because Ethiopia was the only island or I should say continent that wasn't colonized, right? But now you go there, you have the white missionaries. And of course, you got pictures that they've donated to the different churches, and they ought to throw that stuff right in the trash, because we should know by now their tactics. And if we don't know by now, something wrong with you. Even if you're in Africa, you should know, because you've gone through colonizing, you've gone through all of this crazy stuff, and you're just repeating the same cycle.
Exactly.
It's time to wake up.
Exactly. You know, and further, when they came up with what to believe as Christians, because they got Constantine into the fold of Christianity, and he said, well, hell, I don't want to leave my pagan practices. That's right. So if I'm going to be that, my pagan practices coming right along with it.
Right. That's right. And all them holidays came with it. And all them pagan holidays came with it. That Black folks still celebrating and not doing research to understand what Christmas and what Valentine's and what Easter really means. What are you really celebrating? Every time you go to church, you are worshiping Satan and don't even understand it. Let's just be real. Easter. Look up what Easter means. What are you celebrating? It's all pagan. It's all connected to demons and devils. So you think you worshiping Jesus, you're worshiping Satan. Plain and simple. Exactly. Christmas, look it up and see what it means. All of Thanksgiving, you're celebrating what? The massacre of millions of Indians. Yep. Why would you celebrate that? Halloween, you call it trick or trunk. What the hell? In a church? Because you renamed it. You're doing yoga. What the hell? It's all stimulated from something. But you got churches with witches and goblins on the church ground. I remember maybe a few years ago, I drove past a church. I lived in another area, drove past church, and I'm seeing all these witches and all. This was Halloween. Man, it took all I could to pass that church. I wanted to go in there. I pulled in the parking lot a couple times. I say I ain't gonna go in there, man, being called police officer. But I wanted to tell, what are you doing? Trick or trunk in the church? Do you know if I change the words, it still means the same thing. I'm worshiping demons and devils. More witches come out during Halloween than any other time of the year. And this is what you celebrate? Then you dress your children up? What are we doing in the church? Oh God, I'm done. I can't do it. I'm done. Having the trick or trunk party in the church. Wow. We've sunk that low, huh? Yes, it is getting worse by the day. We still won't wake up. Even though we celebrate and people try to tell you what these holidays or holidays mean, the more we want to celebrate it. Tell you not to eat pork. I die with my chilies. I'm gonna die with dummy. You had to eat that. You ain't got to eat that today. That stuff is not good for you. It smells like pookie, and you eating pookie. Can you imagine eating some animal's dookie hole? I'm just being real. That's all it is. It's the lining of an animal's bookie hole. Why would you eat that? You had to eat it back in the day. You don't have to eat it now. It's time for us to do better and break some of these traditions. Break this mindset. Because they didn't tell you who you are. You're going to go along with it. And you know what we're telling you. You know what we're saying here. Do your own research. I'm not asking you to believe me. Do your own research is what I want you to do. I want to make you so mad that you strike out and say, I'm going to prove her wrong. Please do.
And, since you talked about that Christmas tree, let's look at it, what it says in the Bible. Let's look at it and see these pastors. These pastors, they're supposed to know this. So let's break it down. See, we're gonna give you the evidence today because we ain't fooling around. We need you to wake the fuck up because you got a war to fight. So here it is in Jeremiah 10, and again we're in the King James Version. That's a version Black people love. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. That's your Christmas tree that y'all putting up.
That's right. And you know who getting this habit now? Africa. I was there 6 weeks and I looked, and it was during Christmas, and I could not believe. I said, y'all asses can't even afford bread, and you got a damn tree in your house. I couldn't understand that. I'm like, when did we start this? When did we start this? A Christmas tree? And you know who bought that tradition over there? You can't even afford your children a pair of shoes.
Exactly.
And you got the girls to try to go and spend money on a Christmas tree and just crazy stuff. If you're going to believe something, let's do better. Let's believe something better. Don't fall into paganism.
No, not at all. That is not our way. And see, the thing is this, all of that, if we stop and look, all of these holidays, and they make you go out and keep preaching you to go spend money, to keep you broke as hell. And these retailers keep ranking it in. 1 month is this, the next month is this. It's like every month you got to go out and be spending on this, and everything.
That's right.
And you wonder why you're broke, you're naked, you're out of doors. Because you work, and they spending, and you ain't got a pot to piss in, nor a damn window to throw it out.
And not investing in nothing. You don't have a cent for your retirement. You don't have an investment for your retirement. You got to work till you're 70. You can't even sit back and just relax when it's and retire when you're supposed to. You got to work. You retired and you got to go back to work. No. Some people made $10,000 in their taxes this year. Ask them what they did with it. There's a young lady and she's selling land in Georgia. And I've done some research on her, but I'm just saying she's selling land for $1,000. How many bought a plot of land from her? You've had 10,000. And how much? What are you doing to become free? I'm just saying this is something we need to look at.
Exactly.
The scriptures are there, especially if you're in the church. It's right there. You're not reading. What are you doing? The lack of knowledge. It's not bliss. My people will perish for the lack of knowledge. I keep telling you, 2/3 gonna die from the lack of knowledge. From your pastor not teaching you the end times. We're in the end times right here and right now, and people don't even understand that. We're getting ready to go through something in April, and people are not understanding how serious this is for Black people. America, period. God has already told us America's being judged right now. And people don't understand that. But if you stay with them, you don't understand. You're not separating. You're going to die with them. And that's what he said.
Exactly. And, Sister Cassie, because I think it was, Deacon said that they use Christianity to oppress their own people. These demons don't care about each other.
No, they don't care.
They don't care about each other.
Because it's all about money for them.
Exactly. Say that again, Sister Cassie.
It's all about money. They don't like you if you ain't got no money. You're Black, white, poor, they don't like you. That's why so they did so much to keep us against each other. Because if we understood, we'd go after them. And go after them. Because what they did in 2020, they murdered millions. And as soon as these people find out what they put in their bodies, because they still dropping dead today. They still dropping dead today. I told my husband, I said, watch how many die from that thing that they giving. Watch and see within the next 2 years how they're going to drop dead. And every day we look at the news, it's young folk, babies, young people dropping dead.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Sister Cassie, what do you think? Because they have these now. If I know you've heard this, where preachers say God called me to preach, but yet they go downtown and get a license from the cracker to preach. What's your thoughts on that?
Seminary. So how you supposed to preach? What are you preaching? You preaching a lie. You preaching a lie. You don't tell them you don't tell them anything about their history and culture because you don't know. That's how you can sit up there and call your Black family a Gentile. That's how you can sit up there and say, oh no, we're not the chosen. His word tells you that we are. There's so much in that Bible that tells us that we are. And we understand the Catholic Church. We understand that they've done some stuff with the Bible. We understand that. We know that. They've torn it apart and rebuilt it, torn it apart. We know that. But you know you can always have some truth in there in the midst of some lies. You already know that, right? So we have to understand who we are. You have to do your research. There are books out there besides the Bible that you can do research. Dr. Ron, what's his name? Ron Dalton, Hebrews and Negroes. He did a whole documentary. Do your research on who you are. We don't have to read the Bible. Do your research. It tells you who you are. The documentary tells you who we are. But because white folk didn't tell you who you are, you don't believe it. And because white folk told you that you're nothing, you believe that. That's disgusting. I remember I had a guy I worked with. He was from Africa. He's from Sudan. And I remember when him and I first talked, he made me so mad I couldn't talk to him all the time. Because one day he told us, he said, Black people are Satan, for Satan. And I go, who told you that? He said, he said, I'm telling you, this dude he would make me so mad. And he said, it was stuff that he was saying was coming straight out of the white supremacy mouth. And this is what they're being taught in Africa, in their schools, because there's no Black schools in Africa. Black children going to white establishments. Okay. Same thing like here in Africa. I'm like, tear down that system and re-educate yourself. But some of what he was coming out of his mouth was so disgusting. He said, we're nothing. We're Satan's seed. Everything he said about himself was negative. And I said, who told you that? I thought about Malcolm. Who told you that? Is that the white man tell you? Yeah. Everything he told you, erase it from your mind. He's the nothing. Oh, I used to get him.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you don't like white folk. I said, I don't trust him. Not that I don't like them, I don't trust him. But everything negative they had, it was pitiful. It was pitiful. We have got to erase our mind. We've got to be free of everything that they've taught us. And it's time to erase your mindset. It's time to erase the traditions of who they told you were. It's time for us to see us as the light. We are the light. We are the salt of the earth. We are his chosen jewels. Hitler even told us that. They said it's going to be World War III. You see Putin beginning to tell who black folk are. You see it in the news the other day? Putin telling you who you are. So I guess you're going to believe it now because a white man told you. All them artifacts he got locked up. All the artifacts of Rome got locked up about black people. Y'all better wake up and know who you are and why you're going through what you're going through.
Exactly. We're going to, now, you know, Billy Graham was I guess the most popular Christian minister in America. Let's watch what he talked about Jesus. Let's see. And mind you, when Billy Graham said what we about to watch, it was ground shattering. It was like, whoa, nigga really said something. Let's watch.
Don't you black people ever forget one thing. The man that helped Jesus carry that cross was a black man. And don't ever forget another thing. Jesus belongs to Africa as much as he does to Europe and Asia. He was born in that part of the world that touches Africa and Asia and Europe, and Jesus was not a white man like me, nor was he as black as some of you. We don't know what the color of his skin, but it must have been a dark color like the people of his day, because he was a man like them. Don't ever say it's a white man's religion or a black man's religion. It's a world religion. He belongs to the world.
I don't care you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you're a Buddhist, you're a Hindu, you're an atheist. I don't care what your religion is and what your color is and your race is. And I don't care. With all love and respect, believe me, I'm saying this. Believe you me. Believe you me. You die as a Muslim. You die as a Buddhist. You die as an atheist. You die as a Hindu. You die as a Christian. Believe you me. You will only face one. There's only one God. This God, his name is Jesus Christ of Nazareth. The only one. This is the truth. Nothing to do with this uniform. Nothing to do with this outfit. Nothing. Christ has got nothing to do with this. Doesn't matter I dress up in a long skirt with a tent covering my head. Christ is the true divine God.
All right, so there you have.
Did you hear him when he said? Did you hear him? He said his skin was dark, but he never would say he was black, did he? That devil still gonna say it, but he said he came real close to it, didn't he? But he never admitted it. He said his skin was dark, didn't he? And then he said, but he wasn't black. What the hell do you mean? When he says olive, okay, when they say olive color, I'm like, okay, olive, I've only seen two olives, green and black. Which color? I don't think he was green. So what color you mean when you say he was olive color? And he wasn't hung on a cross. He was hung on a tree. He said, curse is the one that hangeth on the tree. You have to understand, he's telling you who we are. He's telling us who we are. And people still don't get it. And they'll read that scripture every day, all day. And still.
Exactly.
And still won't even admit he was black.
Now,
Revelations 1:14 tell you that. Go ahead.
now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this. He said, Christianity is the perfect slave-making religion.
Yeah.
He said the Christianity is the white man's made up religion.
Yes. Yes.
Now, when I look at that, I'm understanding that the religion kind of like cements his hold on you. It keeps you within that check, within that I still control you, I still got you. How do you see that, Sister Cassie?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Religion has brainwashed, dumbed down, this forgiving everybody. But as you know, those white folk don't forgive, do they?
No, they don't.
They don't do anything that the Bible tells them to do they?
No.
Absolutely not. But they'll tell you to forgive.
Right.
But ask them, when you kill their daughter, do you forgive them? What they say? No, I hope they burn in hell, ain't it? Okay? But everything the Bible tells us to do from what they say, they don't do it. They don't follow it. But they gave it to you to follow. Forgive everybody, no matter what they do. Because God love everybody. And this Bible's for everybody. It's not. He said, I didn't come for them. He said, I came for my chosen. Period. Believe it or not, it's written. He didn't say nothing about coming for them. Nothing. But you'll tell me he loves the world. What world are you talking about?
Exactly. Exactly.
Why would he love the world? Look how they treat his jewels. How could you love people like that? Those are Satan's seeds. God has his seeds and Satan has his seeds.
You know, when we're really looking at it and knowing how we were indoctrinated, because one day I did this when my children was growing up, because they never went to church, never been indoctrinated, this is Jesus Christ and none of this stuff. So I held up a picture of Jesus one day and I said, who is this? And they said, Jesus. I said, where'd y'all get that from?
Well, okay, where you get that from?
Where'd you learn it from?
School.
And they were like, it's like everywhere, Dad. It's everywhere. That's who he is. Wow. I said, now, is he a real white man? Is he a black man? What tell me something about it. And you know, they was like, well, no, we figured that he was black because God is black, so he had to be black. But yeah, we know who that's who you know they say he is Jesus. And now I'm 1000% happy that I taught my children the truth and gave them a very stern, strong Black history so that they understand themselves and the creation of things. Right. Now, when my children start going to school, it presented a problem because it began to clash with what the teacher was telling them. And I taught my children to stand up for what's right. Don't let nobody try to teach you something is wrong. You tell them, no, this is the right thing. And I would get calls from, you know, my children teacher, Jamila, Jabbar. Hey, you know, I can't do nothing with them.
Help us out. Help you what?
I'm trying to teach them and they're telling me I'm wrong. You know?
You are wrong. And see, what question you asked yesterday about dumbing our children down?
Yes.
Hell yeah, they dumbing your children down.
Exactly.
You're not going to tell me they're not. Absolutely. Exactly. Because they want to control you. That's what it's all about. Won't have teach you. Told you couldn't read. And now they won't even teach you how to read. Tell me you don't even know you don't even teach phonics. What are you doing? How should you pronounce words out? Half our children can't read. But you telling me that they're not dumbing our children down? Okay.
And I want to take this time to welcome the forecast to the program. Peace and blessings, bro. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to welcome Jughead number 1 to the program. Peace and blessings. We're glad that y'all are here as we are breaking down how to wake up Black America for war. Let's examine Jesus Christ. And so I have Sister Cassie with me, and we are looking at this thing, and we're bringing the truth because you have to understand and know the time and what must be done. It is time now to break the shackles off, and we're going to do exactly that. We're going to break the shackles off. Now, Sister Cassie, there are, and we're going to get into some of these, white pastors and even the Black ones, because they would say that what we're doing today is against God Himself, and that we should not do this because we're hurting the people, because we're destroying their faith in the Almighty God. Now, I showed a picture the other day. Let me see if I still got that picture locked down, because I want to go back to that picture, because that picture really hurts. Here we go. Let me share. This picture that we showed from yesterday with our little brother chained up like that. There is no way, when I honestly thought they had him like this for a few days, or maybe, not days, a few hours. But these demons, as Doc said, had this young child like this for days, for weeks, tied up like this. Now, we got to do some thinking, because if your Jesus is supposed to be white, your God's supposed to be white, that would say that white people are God's people. What kind of God would let you do that to a child?
Exactly. I told you they don't go by the Bible. We don't serve the same God, because their God says that they can do that. Their God says that they can do that. Their God says they can hang people and burn them alive. Their God says that they can cut babies out of pregnant women's stomachs and stomp on the baby, because their God called us less than them. We don't serve the same God. And this is proof right here, because the God that I serve, you would never treat somebody like that. And we don't do, and you see the difference in Black folk and white folk, how we treat them and how they treat us. We're more God-like than them. We forgive everybody. We give everybody a pass, right?
Exactly.
But the God that we serve would not. That's a no-no right there. And that's why America's done. That's why they're getting ready to get their asses handed to them, because you did his jewels like this. Yes, we were supposed to be punished, but they took it way too far, and they still doing it. You can't even pray for America right now. He said, don't even pray for them. They're done. You can't even beg him to forgive America. They're done. They're done. That's why they're not. And this is why they're not reproducing. He's not even, the God that we serve is not even allowing them devils to reproduce.
Exactly. Say that.
What's making me mad is our men are being disobedient. And they're going to be punished too for helping them to reproduce. That's the sad part about it. And how they treating those Black babies after they have those Black babies, they don't give a dang on about them babies. I've heard horror stories of how they're being treated by their white parents. But the God I serve would never allow that right there.
Exactly.
Never.
Exactly.
And you can sit up there, look at the man. Is he white back there in the back? Is he white just that? How could you sit there and look at that and not feel something? How is that possible? Yep, that's that movie. That's that movie. I seen the movie the other day. and they're building pods for babies, and they're allowing these pods to create life. Yeah, it's called the pod generation on Netflix. Watch it. That's what's coming, because they cannot, and it was hundreds of them pods.
Wow.
Ain't that something? Oh, they're gonna come up with something. They're not gonna sit there and see themselves decreasing and not act like they God. Because that's all they know is when God don't do it, we're gonna act like we God. And we're gonna try to come up, but you're gonna have a whole lot of deformed babies. Watch what I tell you. Because every time you try to go against what he's doing, you mess up. Watch how many deformed babies come out of them pods. Because you can't create life. Just like them men cutting off the little penises and can off. They getting punished for doing that. One little boy I seen on the Candace, who was that show? And I just watched it just to see it. And he was, that boy, he's done. I don't know what he is. Boy, girl, I don't know what it is now. Ain't none of it working. They didn't mutilate that child. And his mama was an idiot to go along with it. But this is what we're doing. This is America for you. We're victims, melanin, Afrophobia. Yes, we are. Unfortunately, we don't even want to be black.
Exactly.
We don't even want to be black. We don't want nothing to do with black. You say I'm African American, I'm African, and they look at you like I'm not. I said, damn it, where your DNA come from, you idiots? DNA don't change. If your great grandma came from there, you are an African. I don't care how you look at it. DNA don't change. No. DNA don't change. But you'll tell me I'm not African. Well, what are you? I'm American. Where's your blood? Where's your DNA? Where'd it come from?
Exactly.
Where'd it come from?
Exactly.
Okay. I shut them right on down.
Exactly. You're an idiot. Exactly. You know,
artificial humans with no souls. Exactly. And that's what they're going to create. Artificial humans with no souls.
Exactly. And it's to the point where they, say, well, you're anti-white, you're this, but the real deal is like Jughead once said, that you're anti-black.
But that's okay.
That and that's the real thing. And it's like black people don't have the full strength to be able to say it like it need to be said.
We will never be able to say it because we can't. Because white folk didn't tell us it's okay to hate them. No matter how they hate you, no matter how they'll have a perpetual hatred for you, you'll never hate them enough to hurt them. Because guess what? If you and I rise up to hurt them, somebody of our own will rise up to try to hurt us. And then we'll have to hurt them, unfortunately. Remember that letter I wrote? To thank you for even when we were wrong, somebody will stand up for us in defense.
Exactly.
That don't even look like them. And we will hurt our own to defend them. That right there is brainwashing to the 9th level.
Yeah.
That's sad. But that's what
perpetual slave.
Yes, perpetual. And don't even know it.
Exactly.
And don't even care.
No.
And we'll go against our own for them and look at them like, you proud of me? I did it, master. And then, yep, go ahead. You're a good boy. And then they go in again. You just want to chop their head off.
Exactly. It is so important. See, because the way that they taught our people about forgiveness, is really sickening.
Yes.
And it's the thing that will stop you from rising up and doing what needs to be done.
Right. Because you think you're hurting God's children.
Exactly.
You think you're hurting God's children, but because they've told you that you're nothing and you will never become anything and you'll always be nothing, you don't mind murdering your own. That's the sad part about it. That some of us who are ready to fight, we're going to have to take care of them first before we'll be able to fight them. Because if we don't take care of home first and shut them down, then they'll come after us as soon as we take care of them. That's the sad part about it.
Exactly. And Jughead says the problem is, Brother Maurice, is that most of us Black people are cowards. Tiny Vietnam and Korea went toe to toe with the U.S.
Yeah.
And it is because they stuck that damnable religion in us that makes us look to them instead of seeing them as they are.
Yes.
We look at them as their God's people and we turn to them in love.
Yes. No matter what they do.
It uses our own nature against us.
Yes. Yes.
And it won't allow us to be who we're supposed to be. That's why it's important that, we have this program tonight.
Yeah.
And we lay it out there because we got to break all them chains.
Yes.
Because it's our time to go toe to toe with them.
Yes.
It's here. It's here.
Yes.
And we can't run from it. Because while you running, they'll be shooting you in your back.
Yeah.
While you hiding, they be kicking over the tables, shooting you in your head.
Yes. How do you think Dylan Roof went into that church and murdered all 9? How did you think that happened? You mean all those men sitting there and nobody had the courage to fight? Are you serious? I would have been looking at them like, what y'all gonna do? What we gonna do? We're not gonna see it. We're not going out like that. They'd have been looking at me like, hey, look, somebody better do something. 9 people, 1 man. And I don't think he was that tall either.
No.
And he killed 9 Black folk in the church. Nobody sat there. Nobody was feeling that. Nobody felt nothing.
Nothing.
Unacceptable.
And I read some of what they said Dylan Roof said when he was being interrogated. And he said, they were praying so nicely. And then I thought, I'm not going to kill them. Then he said, another thought said, yes, I am.
Yeah.
And he got up and started shooting.
Ain't that something?
And then reload.
Reload it.
Reload.
How long does it take to reload, brother? How long does it take to reload? And y'all laying right there. And you going to let him reload? Are you out of your...
Soon as that clip come out, boy, you need to be on him.
You should have been on him. When he was somebody should have been sitting behind that brother when he came up in there. Looking.
Exactly.
Somebody should have been watching his every move.
Exactly.
Period. Because he had to have on an overcoat or something, because you didn't bring the gun in the church, which I know, without somebody seeing something. But he reloaded and continued on. Oh boy. I'd put them in hell just because they were dumb enough to sit there and let him.
There was a time I was at church with my family recently. And I'm sitting there and we walk in the church and there's a white boy sitting there looking crazy as hell. And ain't nobody in the church paying him no attention.
Are you serious?
So I'm serious. But I'm paying them attention. I mean, I'm looking right at him I'm sitting right across from him the whole time. The cracker get up, go to the back of the church. Oh, you ain't about to sit in back of me.
Oh, no.
I get right up with him follow him right there. He goes into the bathroom. I'm sitting by that bathroom door. I'm like, if you coming out there with something, I'm going to be on your ass like white on rice. You ain't going to survive it.
That's right. Not this one. And nobody paid that no attention. That's how comfortable we are around them. Exactly. They are the most dangerous. Brother Maurice, they can move in our neighborhood. Dylan, what's that boy name? Dahmer. He stayed in that Black neighborhood for 10 years and was killing and eating folk for 10 years and nothing. Black folk move into white neighborhood, like the man in the farmer in what's that? Colorado. You certain that you didn't fed these crackers.
Exactly.
All through that 2020, okay? And now all of a sudden they good. So now they're gonna bother you. You can't, not one of us can live in their neighborhood. But he sat up there and fed them, it still didn't matter, did it? It didn't matter, did it?
Nope.
They came out against that brother, killed his animals, killed his handman, and nobody got arrested for his handman being killed on this farm. They killed a man. Nobody went to jail. I wonder what happened to that. I don't know. Last thing I heard, he was arrested, but I don't know what happened.
That was the last thing I heard too. That
and then the wife, remember the man came inside, the wife in the shower. She should have had her weapon right there and should have lit his ass up. You in my house, you won't leave. You won't come up out of here today. I'm in the bathroom. You in the house. Oh, I'd have ate him. I'd have ate him up. I'd have ate him up. I'd have ate him up.
Exactly. You know, we have to be very aware, you know, and I'm going to take this back to in the Bible where Jesus was going back and forth with the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And, you know, right after they said, well, you know, you're born of fornication, but we're not, you know. And he was like, well, you are of your father.
That's right.
The devil.
That's right. That's
the
right.
Devil.
That's what he told. He told you who they were.
That's what he said.
You are supposed to. He said, try the fruit. What fruit do you see? Who comes to kill, steal, and destroy? Come on now. Come on. Right. Every time everything about them is for your demise. So who comes to kill, steal, and destroy? Come on.
Yep.
He told you who they were.
Yep.
We still call them friends.
Ain't no way.
We call them
friends. Ain't no way.
We got so much stuff going on right now. It's so sad. It's so sad. One time you hear black folk talking about my best friend Becky, my best buddy. Oh, he's my best buddy Ed. Get out of here. God told you they were dangerous, and you marrying them. You calling them best friends, and he told you to watch their fruit.
Exactly.
You done lost your mind.
Exactly. And, you know, this is why, you know, in the movie, The Great Debaters, Denzel character said that we have to find and restore your righteous mind. To find and restore your righteous mind.
Yes.
And we have to make sure. See, even when we think about it, how God created us.
Yeah.
Even the brain, there's a thing in the brain called the blood-brain barrier that is protecting the brain.
Yes.
And all the while, the enemy tries to create drugs to penetrate the blood-brain barrier, to get in there, to be and affect the way that you think.
Yes.
See, God is showing you by the way he created you that the protection of your mind, your brain is so important. You can't just let anybody throw anything in there.
That's
because as you think,
so is he. Yep.
So are you.
So are you. That's right.
That's
right. And that's why it's so important to destroy your thinking, destroy your mind, to destroy your character, destroy, and everything about us. They try to destroy our character, our mind. Have told the world that we're remember Hillary told the world we were our babies were predators.
Oh yeah.
Then they showed us that we were criminals since I've known watching TV. Black folk have been criminals. And they work hard at destroying our character, destroying who we are. People, white folk across the sea. I remember there was this girl went to the store phone place to pay my bill or to switch phones, and she was from one of them countries over, white girl, Ireland or Australia. She's from somewhere over there, and we walked in, and her and I just began to talk, and she said, I don't know how we got on this subject about black folk, and she said, "Man, you're nice like that," and I was like, "Well, what do you mean by that?" And she said, "Mom," and began to tell me her parents, you know, and what they believed about black folk in her country. You know what I'm saying? How what they saw on TV, they begin to believe it. And a lot of white folk who's in other countries believe what they've seen on TV about us. That's why they come over here and they act the way they do. But she said, and I've learned, she ended up dating a black guy. And she said, I've learned the truth about Black people. And she said, you guys are nothing like what we were taught. I said, I wish more of y'all would come over here and find out. I said, maybe you can go back and tell your people at home.
Exactly.
Like, we already know how we are, but that's how they portray us.
You know, there was I was on Facebook. This was maybe about 2 years ago, and a brother was posting something, and a white lady was in the comments, and she said, "See, I don't want a regular Black man. I want me a God. I want me a Black man that know who he is and walk in his strength." And you know, I was like, oh my God. And I put in there, but you would never get him because that Black God knows who you are, and he would never have you. Never have you. Never.
That's right. Not the one you talking about. Nope. Never. Nope. She might get one of the fake and shake ones, but she won't get a real one.
No.
She'll never get a real one because he knows who he are, and he knows not to touch that because he knows that's dangerous and that's forbidden fruit. Period.
Exactly.
So she can look on from afar. You'll never get one. Not one that really knows who he is.
Exactly. You know, and Brother Roy makes a good point. The white savior commercials are coming right in time for Easter. You know, and this white savior complex that they are the ones that can save us, coming in with on their wings and save us. We did a program about the white savior complex where this damn cracker girl went over there to Africa, I forget the country, and killed over 108 Black children.
Yes, and made a movie, making a movie, and so did tell me she didn't do nothing. You went up there and act like you a doctor. I'm gonna tell you what, she shouldn't have never made it out of Africa. Should have never. They should have took her ass to them jungles, and you got lost in the jungle. We went out there. She just ran off. She saw something pretty in the woods, and she just ran off and couldn't find her.
Exactly.
Ain't no way in the world she should have made it out of the jungle.
Never.
Absolutely not.
Never. And you know that's.
Well, we got a lot of integration commercials. Everything, every Black man with a white woman. And we so dumb, we falling for it. And that's what bothers me so bad. We are not learning their tactics to do the opposite. And this is what we're gonna have to do. And the mind frame has got to change if we ever gonna rise up against to fight them. If we gonna ever rise up to fight them, but they make sure to show us that they're still superior.
Exactly.
They do everything they can.
Exactly. And you know, it has to be that, you know, we love ourselves and our Blackness so much that we don't want nothing else.
Right.
You know, we don't want nothing else, because to be 100% anything less is unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's just unacceptable. That European can never give you what the Black woman has for you. They could never give you. There's no comparison.
Never.
There's no comparison.
No.
And we got to be able to embrace that and be okay with it and not worry about what the cracker think.
Yes.
To hell with them. Yeah. To hell with what they think. Yeah. Because it doesn't matter to me. Yeah. You know, it was like another time when we went down to Atlanta for a meeting for the young Black youth leadership. And we were down there, we were meeting at a Waffle House. And this white guy walks in, we downtown Atlanta. White guy walks in, and automatically I spot him, and I'm looking at him. He's just standing up there in the middle of the floor, just standing looking, then goes to the bathroom, comes right out the bathroom, and goes back out to the back of the building to his car. So that just struck me odd. And I'm like, what the fuck is this cracker up to? So I get up. I get up and say, I'll be right back. I need to go see what's going on. So I leave to go see what's going on. And when I get around to the back, he's at the driver's side door. I'm on the passenger door. The driver's side door is open. And I'm walking up to the car by myself, and I look in and I see his pistol right there. Oh, yeah. See, his intent was he was going to blow up some black people that day.
He thought. Yeah.
That was his intent.
Yep.
And when I walked up to him, his first thing to me, "You the police? You the police?" And I'm like, "No, I ain't the police. I ain't the police. No." I'm like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "I got a lot of things going on. I got kicked out the military. I'm mad as hell. They won't give me my benefits.
Ain't that something? He getting ready to do some dirt.
Oh, yeah. He said,
and how many people sit there and not even realize don't watch anything. Don't even have a weapon to be able to protect themselves. That's the sad part about it.
Sis,
if nowadays we die by the hands of them and we don't have our own, that's on you.
Exactly.
Because you ain't supposed to leave home without it.
And you gotta pay attention.
You have to. It's mandatory.
You gotta pay attention.
It's mandatory. How many men saw that but didn't move? How many men saw that and didn't move?
At the meeting, and the person that I was with, she had to tell them, "Hey, go out there and see about him. He went out there by himself. Go check on him." And when they got out there, and me and him standing, me and a white boy standing toe to toe, and I'm trying to talk his ass down and move him in a way that if he goes for that gun, I can get it before he get it, or I'm gonna, do some damage.
Right.
And they come out there to check and fucking walk off. And walk the fuck off. I'm like, how the hell she gonna leave me? How the fuck I don't understand this shit?
What in the world? What? Nobody was standing. Nobody thought to. What kind of meeting y'all was having? I need to know. What kind of meeting was that? I mean, they don't even know that they were at the brink of death, did they?
No, they didn't even realize it. They didn't even realize.
Came in there and tore that place up.
They didn't even realize. When we got to the next meeting place, because we left there to go meet somewhere else, because I told the workers there, because it was all black, lock this shit up because that white boy got a gun. And if he come in here again, he gonna blow everybody away. Yep. Lock this shit up. Don't let that boy back in here.
That's right.
And I told them, I said, let's go. We can go somewhere else to a meeting.
Yeah.
And when we got to the other spot, and then it sunk in on them, bro, you just really saved our lives. And I'm like, bro, y'all gotta open up your damn eyes.
Man, you got to. You got to watch your eye. Watch. You got to keep your head on the road. You got to keep watching. What are we doing? We know how toxic they are. And you still have black folk don't have mace, don't have nut candy bars, peanuts, leaf blowers, axe, machete, nothing. And now they done told the immigrants they can have weapons.
Yes.
We're in trouble, y'all. Did you hear what I said? They told the immigrants they can have weapons. But they don't want you to have none.
Exactly.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Exactly. You sit there and act like and still walking around here with nothing. You in trouble. You in trouble.
It makes no sense.
Say you in trouble.
It makes no sense.
But we got to get ready for this war. We got to. It's time. It's of an essence. We are so close, you guys, and you don't even realize it. You are so close. Because I'm gonna tell you what, y'all don't believe me, but something gonna happen to Trump. He ain't gonna make it in that office. Y'all better have a weapon. Y'all better have a weapon. People say, "Oh, it ain't gonna watch and see." It ain't the first president they took out of here.
Nope.
He's disobedient, and they done tried several times to stop him, and he can't be stopped, and they know that. The only way to deal with him is one way. And mark my words. Mark my words. I'm telling you, any day now. He ain't coming in that office. He ain't getting in that office. Nope. When y'all see Biden go to the nursing home, because they go sit his ass in the nursing home. Kamala Harris coming. I'm telling you, it's getting ready to be some stuff. Because if they mess with Trump, black folk know they coming. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so we're going to take a look at this next video where this guy is talking about Don Lemon and his words about Jesus. Let's check this out. Oops.
Clearly poorly educated. Don Lemon on CNN. Speaking of people who were clearly poorly educated, Don Lemon on CNN. Theologian, cardinal, future pope Don Lemon. God would never judge anybody. Never mind that in the Nicene Creed we acknowledge that Christ will come to judge the living and the dead and his kingdom will have no end. No, forget about that. Forget all the references to judgment in the Bible. No judgment, no Vatican. They've got to get on board with the Don Lemonite Christianity. Don Lemon is now making both a theological and an historical claim that Jesus is black.
And we also have to start being realistic about God and the Bible. And if you are a person of faith in this country, and we know America is built on faith and religious freedom, then we have to, I think a good way of starting is to present the true identity of Jesus. And that is as a black or a brown person, rather than someone who looks like a white hippie from Sweden or Norway. And I think we should start with a true depiction of what Jesus looked like and put that in your home. Either a black Jesus or a brown Jesus, because we knew Jesus looked more like a Muslim or someone who was dark rather than someone who was blonde, a blonde-looking carpenter. And then when your children ask you, who is this? This is Jesus. Jesus was Middle Eastern. Bethlehem was not in Sweden. And so Jesus does not look like the popular depiction that we have in our churches and in our homes and that we see all over the media. And I think that is a good place to start.
Jesus is not a black guy. First of all, when you begin with Jesus was, as you're pontificating to Christians about their religion, you've made a crucial error, because Christ was crucified and then he rose again from the dead and ascended into heaven and is seated at the right hand of God the Father Almighty. Jesus is a Jew. His mother was Mary. His father is God, the Father, the first person of the Blessed Trinity. And Christ is the second person of the Blessed Trinity, and the Holy Spirit, the bond of love between the Father and the Son, is the third person of the Blessed Trinity. So real is that love that he is his own person. For Don Lemon to come out and say, look, we just have to deal with the historical facts, okay? Jesus was black. That's historically ridiculous. It's just not true. Well, Jesus wasn't Swedish. Yet no one says he was Swedish. Have you looked at any Western art, any Western depictions of Christ? They vary. Some, I guess he's lighter skinned than others, but he looks like a Jew. I don't know, he doesn't look black, he doesn't look Swedish, he doesn't look Norwegian or whatever. He looks like a Jewish guy, which is what he is. There are also some clues as to what Christ looked like in his bodily form as he was incarnate on earth. And we can see this in the Shroud of Turin. We can see this in other places. But the historical claim is silly and we can dismiss it. The worst part of it is that he's ignoring the central fact of Christ, the most important fact. He knows just about as much about depictions of Jesus as he does about higher Christology. The error here is trying to center Christ's identity in race. There is neither Jew nor Greek, nor slave nor free, but all are one in Christ Jesus. Christ, who comes as a Jew to this specific chosen people, has his message spread by the apostles to all of the Gentiles, to all of the world, all coming into one in human dignity, human solidarity, salvation open to all mankind. And this schmuck, Don Lemon, focuses on kooky theories about the race of the Redeemer of the world. Who could possibly care less about the race of the Redeemer of the world. The fact is the redemption. Don Lemon, missing the point. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Michael Knowles Show. To check out the full episode.
All right, Sister Cassie, what's your thoughts on what that mad ass
boy
is talking about?
They don't care, huh? But they sure changed it, didn't they? I'm just saying, you don't care, but you sure changed it. Ain't Nazarene in Africa? I'm just saying.
Yep.
Does he know that the real original Jews were black? He don't know his history, does it? He need a history lesson. Can we stop saying that America is a Christian country, please? Because you already know America was not built on the Christianity of nothing. Okay. But let me help him out. Revelations 1:14. Let me help him out. The hair of his head was as white as wool. Okay. Wool. White folk got wool or snow. And his eyes were like a fiery flame. His feet were polished brass refined in a furnace. Are their feet refined in a furnace? And his voice was like the sound of rushing water. In his right hand, he held 7 stars. But what did he just say? His feet was what?
Burnt like burnished brass.
Okay, I'm just saying. So that speaks volumes to me, whether you want to believe it or not, Cracker. I'm just saying. We know what color he was because it tells us.
Exactly.
But you don't want to believe it because how you going to act when you see he's black? What you going to do? What you going to do then? What you going to do then? I'm just saying. What you going to do? They going to die. They going to die, fall over there. They going to fall over there. What is that? What the other one that? That ain't the right one. Bring us the right one. We want the right one. We want Caesar Borgia. We want Caesar Borgia. We don't want that one. I don't know who that is. You gonna look at them, you dummy. You didn't read the word, did you? The Jews were black and still are.
And still
there was a thing on YouTube, and it was called "The Jews Were Black and Still Are." I can't find it, but it was out there, and it talked about the history. And it talked all about. He needs to see that. And if I knew, I would send it to him. Put it in the chat. I'm going to find out who he is so I can send it to him. That's the funny part. He said, "Oh no, nothing's coming." Oh, you getting ready to find out. It's a whole lot getting ready to happen on this earth.
Oh, that's right.
He ain't coming for no, I love you, smiles. He coming to kick some butt and take some names. That's what he coming because of how you treated his people.
Exactly.
And they're going to die. They're going into slavery. I'm telling you, the same way they put us in slavery, they going into slavery.
You know, it is really something because he was pissed off. He didn't like the fact that Don Lemon got on national TV and said that.
Oh,
you know,
he should have held up a picture. That's what he should have did. He should have held up a picture. Oh my God.
You know, and it is so true that, you know, the Bible talks about Christ's return, but when he's coming back to kill. It said his sword is dripping with blood.
Yes.
He's coming back to kill.
Yes, he is. That's what he said.
You know, and
he said it's gonna be so much blood on this land. It's gonna be the birds, the fowls gonna be eating for days. It's gonna be so much blood on this land.
Exactly. You know, I remember when I was in high school. I think I was probably in the 11th grade. Maybe no, I was probably in the 9th grade. And you know, back then I didn't have no knowledge of self. And so I was telling a classmate of mine, we were in the line in the library checking out our books. And I was like, you know, Jesus is black, right? And he was like, no, I didn't know that. And I was like, yeah, he black. And I don't know what made me say it, but I just came out and said it. And when I got up to be at the librarian, which was an older white lady, and she said this to me, and I never forgot it. She said, "You make me nervous." And I was like, huh? She was like, "You make me nervous." And again, not knowing no better, but I'm like, I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't mean to make you nervous. You know, I didn't understand.
She said, wait till that little nigga find out who he really is. He's gonna be in trouble.
Because I didn't understand why what I said made her nervous.
Yeah.
Because that is the pen that holds up their world. that holds up their control. And here I, as a black boy, bold enough to speak it, not understanding what I'm really saying, but something just told me to say it to him. And then she says to me, you make me nervous. You're damn right. We all should make them nervous because we know the truth. And we ain't afraid to speak. We ain't afraid to live it. They should tremble in their boots when they see us because we know we're God's people and your ass whooping time is at hand. We should make them nervous. That's how it's got to be. That's how it got to be. And I never forgot that. But, you know, at that time, not having no knowledge of self and, you know, not understanding who we are and all of that, I was so apologetic that she said, you know, I made her nervous. Because I'm like, I thought you was my friend. You know, you're the nice white librarian, the old lady. So I'm always going to be nice to you. I didn't know that was the devil. I didn't know that was Satan incarnate. I didn't know. But that showed, because she said that, that showed who she really is.
Yeah.
Because if she's a true lover of God, true lover of people, what I said would never have made her nervous.
That's right.
She would have backed it up and said, yeah, you're right in A, B, C, and D.
Right.
But she said it made her nervous because she knew. That means that's the end of your control. That's the end of your world. It's coming down.
Oh, it's done. It's done. We can count it all joy. It's done. We at 10 right now. Done. Mm-hmm. Any day now, I listen for the bombs to go off in this country. Any day now. And he said America's going to be destroyed in one day. Mm-hmm. One day.
Yep. Yep.
One day. Yep. And we don't understand it. We think America's so powerful. And I keep telling folks, when you cursed, you're nothing. Mm-hmm. You can't beat nobody. You can't beat us. When you cursed, you can't beat nobody. It's done.
Done. And I want to go to our next video. In this video, when I first saw it, I just fell in love with the video. It just really lights my day. But let's check it out and we'll come back and discuss it.
All you are is another child benefiting off the murder of your father. That is who you really are. And you should face it. And you should fall on your knees and beg repentance for your evil, cruel, corrupt, selfish life that you've lived here on the bones of the North American Indian, on the bones of the slaves, on the bones of the Puerto Ricans, on the bones of the Mexicans, on the bones of all the poor people that your father murdered so you could go to college and so you could get drunk and high and have a good time. Your father had to murder for that privilege. You understand that, don't you? Your father had to kill. Your grandfather had to steal so you could live like Pamela Anderson in America. Give me Ezekiel 35. That's the truth. I'm showing you love. That's love. I'm telling you the truth. Ain't that real love?
Brother said,
said push her back. Who said that back? I was wondering this you. See, you know what? See, that's what bothers me right there. We ain't gonna get it our. We just ain't gonna get it. If that was a KKK member, you think a white person would have pushed her back and blocked her if she was if the shoe was on the other foot?
No.
Do you really believe that a white person would have pushed her back away from the KKK?
Nope.
No. We can never treat them the way they treat us, can we? We always got to cover them.
He broke that cracker down.
He sure did, boy. She was upset about that.
And she just started crying.
She did. She just started
crying.
Truth hurts, don't it? Truth hurts. Boy, She was all broke up. I'm gonna see that again. She was all broke up, wasn't she? That's the best part of the night.
Yeah, let's look at it again. I like it too.
All you are is another child benefiting off the murder of your father. That is who you really are. And you should face it. And you should fall on your knees and beg repentance for your evil, cruel, corrupt, selfish life that you've lived here on the bones of the North American Indian, on the bones of the slaves, on the bones of the Puerto Ricans, on the bones of the Mexicans, on the bones of all the poor people that your father murdered so you could go to college and so you could get drunk and high and have a good time. Your father had to murder for that privilege. You understand that, don't you? Your father had to kill. Your grandfather had to steal so you could live like Pamela Anderson in America. Give me Ezekiel 35. That's the truth. I'm showing you love. That's love. I'm telling you the truth. Ain't that real love?
Man, I love that. Ooh, that's the best one I done seen, boy. Ooh, Sheila Phillips was crushed. Ooh, you mean my daddy and mama lied to me? Ooh, she was like, ooh, she was having a whole meltdown, wasn't she? Ooh, I would have just let her stand there. I would have helped her nothing. I'd have let her stand there. Eat her up. Eat her up. Oh, she'll never forget that. That's a whole beating. She'll never forget it down with his mouth. She'll never forget it.
She'll never forget it.
Never. She'll never forget it. She'll never be the same either. Because she gonna go and that thing gonna haunt her.
Oh yeah.
That thing gonna haunt her.
Yep. Yeah.
Because the truth don't hit you like that if you don't take and run with it.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, I always said if I ever meet that brother, I can't wait to give him a hug.
Ooh, she was distraught,
boy.
Out of the what I had to put on camera. That's the best part. I'm just saying. I love it. I love it. You didn't see the one with who was that? What camp was that? And the man bent down and kissed his feet. That really happened. He bent down and kissed his feet. I was like, I'm telling you, I don't know what camp that was. My husband be like watching the camps, right? And I was like, what? I hope if I find it, I'm gonna send it to you. Because I'm gonna ask him, he be watching them all the time. Bent down and kissed his feet. Because that's what they were talking about. Y'all go bend down, you know, you go. I'm telling you, I was like, what in the world is going on? I'm gonna see if he knows where it is.
You know, it is the truth that needs to be spoken unapologetically. You know, we have to wake them up. And Brother Roy, I believe you are correct. I believe our people still believe he's floating somewhere up in the clouds.
Yep, and waiting to save them.
You know, the mind is still white-minded.
Yep.
It's still white-minded, you know, and that's why we have to break it.
Yep.
We have to break it. We have to give it nothing but the unadulterated truth, the hardcore truth that this is what it is, and all that hocus pocus BS, get rid of it because it ain't doing you no damn good.
That's right.
It ain't doing you no damn good. And, you know, another reason, and in the early history of the enemy, when it was time to gather their ass up and take them over to the hills of Europe, it was some of our people that was hiding them.
Yep.
Trying to keep them safe like this sister did here and pushed her away, trying to keep her safe. See, that's the wrong thing to do. You're not helping them.
Nope.
You're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself. Because the mind of them is, I'm going to conquer you. I'm going to kill you because I'm not you.
Yep.
I'm not you. That's that envy. That's that jealousy because they're not the chosen people of God.
That's right.
We are.
That's right.
We are. When you see what's going on over there in Israel, them fake Jews ain't God's people.
Oh no.
They ain't God's people. That's Satan's people. That's why they're doing the Satan's work. That's why it says in the Bible, and those who call themselves Jews and are not are of the synagogue of
Revelations
Satan.
2. That's right.
That's what it says.
That's what it say, don't it?
That's right. Now, why the pastor ain't up in church preaching that?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Yeah.
You want to say love Israel?
Yeah, I know they-
You want to say
Yeah.
defend Israel? Hell, you're defending Satan. That's what your Bible tells you. That's who they are. See, and this is why you will get killed. This is why you'll get destroyed, because you want to stand in the way of God. It's your time now. But you want to love on Satan. That's sickness. You want to hold on to ideas that's false. We can't have that. We can't have that. And you better wake up and understand that we can't. They don't have no sorry, no pity, no love, no understanding for your black children who ain't did a damn thing to them. But the Jew, the fake Jew, said what? That the black youth are our enemy. How the hell is our children their fucking enemy? We ain't did nothing to them. But they said our children are their enemies. So if the children that we have are their enemies, how in the hell are you trying to be their friend? You better wake up and understand. This ain't no game. They love to kill. They love to kill. Well, I forget the name of the fake Jew who said it, but it was a woman who was president of Israel, prime minister. She said, speaking to the Palestinians, we will not hate you for killing our children. We won't hate you for that. But we'll hate you because you make us kill your children. Look here. Them sons of bitches, they love to kill. They don't give a fuck if they're going to kill your children. And trust and believe, because the police in America are trained by them over there in Israel, and bring that shit back to America to kill our children, to kill our people. They ain't feeling sad. They're delighted. They're happy. Because they're taught over there how to kill. How to do it so efficiently that you don't feel bad about it. You know, when they ask these crackers, well, you know, after you know now that he didn't have no gun, would you have done anything different? Nope. I'd have done everything the same way that I did. I'd have done everything the same way that I did. But the sickness in our people that comes with that diseased mind, what the nigga say to the cracker police, to the judge, can I give her a hug? Nigga, what? Can you what? Can I give her a hug? If I was a judge, I say I'll lock your ass up for 10 days. You give her a hug. Try me if you want. I hope
They'd had to take me out that court if that was my son on national TV. They just said, "Did you see that mama? Can I give you a hug? Can I? You just murdered my brother.
Exactly.
But can I give you a hug? For what? For murdering my brother? For what? If I was his brother, I'm getting up. And I'm coming after you. Because you about the biggest dummy.
Mm-hmm.
Can I give you a hug? But you just murdered my brother in cold blood. And didn't even try to get him no help, because when she shot him, she went outside the apartment and got on the phone and was calling her boyfriend, the man she was supposed to be seeing that night, right? So she didn't give him no help.
None.
Never once did she touch him.
None.
The paramedics, when they came, then they helped him. He about dead then. He about bled out then. But can I give you a hug? Okay.
You know, so the Quran says this.
Crying and everything. Go ahead, forecast.
The Quran says, why would you offer them love when they drive you out? Have you no sense at all? Have you no sense at all? See, you done lost your mind. Because the God says, have you no sense at all? That you're going to offer them love while they offering you death? No. See, you got to come out of that white-minded. You so goddamn white-minded. Yeah, he said, please, can I give her a hug? Crying. Crying. It's sickening. And then that's shown all over the world. All over the world that's shown. And it puts in the mind of others, shit, if you want to hug her after she done killed your brother, then shit, I can do the same thing to you, and you ain't going to come after me. You want to show me more love. So shit, let me do something that the white man is doing to you. Let me get your goods. That's why they over there in Africa. Because they see, shit, y'all let him do this to you, and you ain't did nothing. Shit, I'm going to get some of this gold for myself. I'm going to get some of this pleasure for myself. I mean, think about it. You remember the white man who says, I made my daughter a princess. So I went to Africa with a flag so I can plant it in the ground, and she's the princess over this land. Who the fuck are you? Who do you think? See, when I come to power, it's going to be a new day.
A brand new day.
A brand new day.
A brand new day.
I ain't playing with you. They're just straight up. I ain't playing with you.
And I guarantee you they allowed him to put that flag in that
Oh,
land.
yeah.
They said right there, because I see all the white girls and they dancing. And I'm like, can we have nothing to ourselves? On TikTok, we see it. On Facebook, we see the white girls over there, and they just got the day. And it just disgusts me how they be all in the comment section. Oh my God, I'm like, can we have anything to ourselves? Don't we call anything sacred? Do they always have to come and take everything we got? Can we have anything to us? That makes no sense. You still don't understand how dangerous they are. They done treated you like crap, then colonized you, then taken over, killed your babies. Bill Gates came over there, sterilized them women, killed half of their children, and they still open their arms to them white folk. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I told you I was in the airport. I'm talking to brother, white woman come up. He stopped talking to me, turned to her, and I said, back up. No, sir. I said, when I get done, then you can help her. But right now, you're going to finish this conversation right here. He looked at me, he like, woo. He didn't understand. We don't do that. Where I come from, they wait. Because I'm just as important as she is. Woo, her eyes got like, she didn't know what to say. Didn't say nothing. Shut the hell up, too. So then she shut right up, and he looked, his eyes bucked, his smile went, yeah, don't try me. Don't try me. You're going to handle your business over here first. Then she can talk to you after I'm done. That's how we do it.
Exactly.
I couldn't wait. I was over there. I couldn't wait to shut it down. I couldn't wait. She come up there. And he turned right around and started talking to her. I was like, oh, that's what we think we're doing here. We ain't doing that, not today, not right here. I'm not from Africa. Well, not normally. I don't know. I don't have that mentality. You need to do that with somebody else.
I'm quite sure that cracker went home and told her husband, you know, I was at the store and this nigga had the nerve.
Yes, I did.
To stop the man from talking to me to go talk to her.
I was hoping she was going to say something. I was hoping I was going to cuss her out today because days come. Bitch, who you think you talking? Oh, I was waiting on her. I was ready to. I was waiting on them. Anything they did, I was waiting on them to disrespect one of mine. I was waiting on them to say something wrong to them. I was waiting on them to. I was waiting. I was over there 6 weeks. I was waiting. I couldn't get them to say nothing though. I was over there 6 weeks and I was waiting. Let them say something out the way. Woo, boy. I'm going to show him American style. I sent you that video of that dude kissing his feet too at the camp.
Oh, you did?
I did.
On Facebook?
It's on your messenger.
Okay.
He sure couldn't wait to kiss them feet. He on his knees and everything. I was like, I had to find it. The white man kissed the feet of a Hebrew Israelite. Woo, boy, that thing was sweet. On his knees. You know they love that.
Exactly.
Oh, boy, that was the funniest thing. Oh my goodness. I hope they got it. I hope they understand what we're trying to say tonight. I hope they get it.
Definitely.
I hope y'all get it.
Definitely, because it's something that. Well, I'm gonna show this video. It's something that we gotta have. We gotta understand. Yes. We make that switch. We make that switch. All right. So let's see.
23. Kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And they shall know that I am the Lord, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for thee. So Psalms 2 and 8, it reads, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the othermost parts of the earth for thy possessions. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. This is what's going to happen. We're going to break up. Bow down. Bow down. That's right. Go down the list. Go down the list. Bow down. Shit, next.
Wait to see it's free.
You might get mercy in the kingdom, man. You might get mercy in the kingdom, man.
You ain't getting no goddamn mercy.
You might get mercy in the kingdom, man. This is the real, this is serious business, man.
Give him the other foot. Oh no, you won't get no mercy. Nothing.
And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And they shall know that I am the Lord, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for thee. So Psalms 2 and 8, it reads, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the othermost parts of the earth for thy possessions. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. This is what's going to happen. We're going to break
You ain't going to tell me they don't know who he is.
Bow down. That's right. Go down
They don't know who he is. Look at the other one up there. Look at him. He got his foot out there.
Go ahead, Esau. Yeah, you might get mercy in the kingdom, man. You might get mercy.
Don't tell him that. He don't get nothing.
He don't get no damn mercy.
He don't get nothing. He gonna get it. He gonna get the sins of the father. All them niggas,
Exactly.
all them black folks, his father hurt and harmed and raped and beaten. And you tell me he gonna get some mercy. Don't lie to him like that. Because he got to pay, honey, for the sins of his father. And every time they say, "Ooh, ain't nobody here no slave," yes, we still slaves. Look at your prison system. That's what you tell them crackers. When they tell you ain't nobody no slave now, look at your prison system. Who you see in there? You ain't up in there. Oh, we still slaves. Don't tell me. Cut the check. Don't tell me nothing.
Exactly.
Don't tell me nothing.
No.
We still slaves. Talking about ain't nobody living there. I said, you don't tell them Jews that, do you?
Exactly.
Ain't nobody from the Holocaust on this earth, but they get a check every year.
Every year.
Just got one, didn't they?
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
And didn't have no study either, did they?
None. You know, and you know, like I was telling Doc that
that's okay. I tell you what, it's coming.
I'm reading this book, Arise and Kill, and it's about what those fake Jews, when they got out of the Holocaust, they was killing them Nazis like it ain't nothing. And you know, it's like, if it's okay for them, and they hadn't been through what we've been through, is worse than what they've been through.
Exactly.
If anybody got a reason to arise and kill, it is us. It is us. Make no mistake about it. Nobody on this earth has suffered like we have suffered. They took everything away from us. Everything. Everything.
Literally everything. Your history, your culture, your everything about you. This is why we go through what we go through, because we don't understand who we are. If our children was being taught their history, and now they're trying to take it all away. But guess what? You can't, because you're done. You're done. You're done. Period. They don't want nothing being taught by Black folk. No books in the library, because now you got to give in Florida, you got to give a permission. Is it either Florida or Texas? You got to give a permission slip for your child to be read a book written by a Black person. Really? Okay. Okay. Got to give a permission slip.
You got to get a permission. Oh my God.
To read a book that was written by anybody black man, MLK, whoever. You got to get a permission slip. The parents got to okay it. Ain't that something? So you're going to take away our history, but then you're going to give us your American history. All them lies. All them lies that you done taught our children over the years. But y'all done. Because I'm going to tell you what, China and Russia coming. We got a whole bunch of sleeper cells in this country. Y'all better be careful. Stay away from those white places. Stay away from them. If it's a whole white group, go home.
Exactly.
Look for your bombs to go off any minute, any day. Because they coming. Because it's too much upheaval in this country right now. It's too much going on.
Too much.
Too much going on. And that's when they attack. When you so busy looking at the inside and not the outer perimeters.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
They label you a Black identity as the extremist. Yep. They can label you whatever they want to. Whatever.
Exactly.
It ain't gonna change. I'm proud of my Blackness.
Exactly. I
remember we used to say that back in the day, Black and I'm proud. Remember that James Brown? Everybody had their fist up, didn't they? Had their afro, they were so proud, didn't they? We're so proud. Started letting them educate you and went right out the window. You don't even want to wear afro now. You don't even want to wear your locks now. You wear your locks and they looking at you funny. I'm looking at you funny. Why you ain't wearing yours?
Exactly.
Got that long wig on, ain't you hot? Wig down to the ground. What the hell? What in the world? What in the world? Ain't you hot? Ain't you tired of faking? Take some of that off. Take it off, please. Because I'm sick of looking at them hot wigs on you.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, we cannot be afraid to tell the truth.
No.
We can't, not today. We got to embrace the truth. And it is what it is. It is what it is. And you know, to live in your truth is so powerful.
Yes.
It is really powerful. You got to bow down to them. To hell with them. You ain't got to show them mercy, because I don't.
They ain't gonna show you
them mercy.
They ain't gonna show you none.
They sure ain't.
Just what they do to you, you do to them. And when we start doing to them what they do to us, I guarantee they'll calm that shit down.
Exactly.
It'll calm down real quick.
Exactly.
As soon as you do to them what they do to us.
Mm-hmm.
Just like them officers, when they come up in there acting crazy, done all that harm to those black men, 2 black men, 6 officers, did all kind of crazy stuff to them, inhumane. Who does that? Whose father, whose children are those?
Exactly.
You're not going to tell me that's God's seed.
Mm-mm.
Those are Satan's children, Satan's seeds. I keep telling y'all that. They're the only one think like him. They come to kill, steal, and destroy. Every time they come around you, it's about killing, stealing, and destroying you. And you still call them devil's friends. You ought to be slapped in your mouth every time you say that they're a friend of yours. Somebody ought to come and slap the hell out you. So sick of them. I don't know what to do. Every time I had a girl that I used to work with. She started, right? And when the first met, I told my co-worker, I looked, I said, that's a coon. She said, Cass, how you know? I said, I can smell them. I can smell when they walk in the room. A couple months later, she looked at me and did this. I ain't have to look. You could see that walking. You could see that. Oh, master couldn't do nothing, boy. She was right there. I said, you really think I said, you really think she like you, don't you? You really think that cracker like you, don't you? Told me I make her uncomfortable. That's what the woman told me. I make her uncomfortable. I'm supposed to.
Exactly.
Does it make your friend?
Exactly.
But I said, you dangerous. I told you dangerous for black folk. You're very dangerous. You'll defend them and kill me.
Exactly.
But I'm watching you.
Exactly.
You come over here, come the wrong way if you want to. I was thinking you come the wrong way if you want to. I'm watching you, girl. My co-worker said, Cassie, I said, girl, I'm telling you, you need to learn to recognize them. I'm telling you, they come in the door, I'll be like, she ain't safe.
Exactly. Exactly. And, just to talk about what Robert Epps what he wrote about God giving us the victory. See, we got to shed that fear and go ahead and fight.
Yes.
Go ahead and fight.
He's showing us through them.
Exactly.
He's showing us through them. He actually, have you heard, do you think that he can make things so bad trying to make you fight and we keep holding on for dear life? He want to make you separate from them devils. He want to make you go and get your own land, go and get your own everything. And we still holding on for dear life. No, master, I ain't gonna leave you, master. I'm gonna die with you, master. Yes, you sure are. You sure are. Because he's trying to get your mind right. There's no way all of this is gonna happen to us. And we don't, come on. He allows things for a reason. And he trying to make you hate them devils so bad that you want to fight back. He can't even make y'all asses fight back. That's the sad part. Because you won't. Who that boy that got shot 7 times in his back and his mama said, I forgive you.
Yeah.
What? 7 times in the back? No, I can't forgive you.
Nope.
I can't forgive that. And he ended up apologizing. I should have complied. I should have. What? He shot you 7 times in the back. Oh my God, got you thinking you wrong.
Exactly.
For walking away from him when you saw him coming up.
Exactly.
He's walking away. Jacob Blake was walking away when he was minding his business. Have stop a fight. And here come the officer. That's not enough to make you want to fight, family. That ain't enough to make you want to fight. I don't know what is.
Exactly. Exactly. And Brother Rob says, don't forget Allah gave our people the victory in Alabama.
That's right.
That's real.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
That's real.
And them dummies that they apologized too, didn't they? Couldn't even take that victory, could they?
No.
Well, I tell you, we just ain't gonna get it. Man, I'm telling you.
And that's why we have to understand that our God wants us to fight.
He does.
And and he says, it was not you who slayed them, but I slayed them by your hands.
That's right.
By your hands.
That's right.
So I pray to God every day, help me use my hands, God.
Yes.
Let me be your instrument.
Oh boy.
Let me be your instrument.
He gave us authority. He told David, saying, "Can I go? Can I pursue it?" He said, "Yes." And you shall recover all. I'm gonna say that all the time. He said, "Yes." He's waiting for you, and you waiting for him, and getting ate up, because you won't do anything. Because he gave you the victory, he gave you the strength to do it. You just have to man up and do it. And we wait. We're waiting on. I'm waiting on. I want to hear, what are we waiting for?
Exactly.
He told you to handle your business.
Exactly. We got to go ahead and handle our business. Handle our business. Drop this unreasonable fear.
Yes.
Of the enemy.
Yes.
You are God's seed.
Yeah.
You're going to fear this devil for.
You can't lose. You can't lose. If you stand up and act like you, because what they do, march around, right? They didn't even have to, and the walls came tumbling down. Remember Jericho? They marched around and it just fell. All you got to do is stand up and act like you're going to fight. You ain't got to, but act like you got some balls to do it. And I guarantee you, they'll turn on each other. How many wars that happened in the Bible? They turned on each other. Blindness fell and they killed each other. Come on, y'all. Come on, he waiting on you. He waiting on us. He waiting on us. He got us. I guarantee you, he got us. He got us.
Exactly.
But we at least got to stand.
He got us. Exactly. And we got one last video, and we're going to go ahead and close it out. But we're going to play this video. Oops.
Can't hear.
Let me see.
That's the young Farrakhan. Go ahead.
Let me see.
That's the young man there, right there. He was on fire, wasn't he? Woo! Man. But he wasn't as bad as Khalid Muhammad. I'm sorry.
So I don't beg nobody for nothing. That's my point. I stand alone. So help me God. All of you can leave me. Don't mean a damn thing to me. I'm telling you, you ain't doing me no favor by standing with me. You doing yourself a favor. Hear me well. No, listen. I'm not begging you for your help. I'm asking you to help me. But if you don't help me, I'll do like my father. I'll petition God to send me somebody, and he'll remove you and bring better than you in your place. He is independent. So I don't beg nobody for nothing. That's my point. I stand alone. So help me God.
And it's for us not to beg anybody. Don't beg nobody. Don't beg no cracker. You don't beg nobody. You know, we in building B1 and building a new reality, we need help. But shit, I ain't gonna beg you to do a damn thing. But I will pray to my God, and he will send me everybody that I need. Point blank. We don't beg nobody. And that's when you have that strength. You don't give a damn who around you, where you at, doesn't matter. You open your mouth and say what need to be said. Do what need to be done. And you will see, you'll be the victorious one. You'll get the victory. Move around without fear. Be your Black authentic self and love yourself. You know, and that's one reason why I love having Sister Cassie with me, because she loves her Black authentic self. And she ain't afraid to be herself. She's not afraid of it. And she damn sure ain't afraid of no cracker or no ignorant nigga either. It is what it is. And that's how we got to be. Sister Cassie, I'll turn it over to you for your closing comments.
I ain't got sense to be scared of no crackers. I ain't got sense to be scared of nobody. Your baby be talking about me, Mom. You a best in half. They be my kids, boy, I tell you. But I just want people to think about every show that we show. It's not about entertainment. It's about waking us up to our new reality. This is what we have to do. You need to be ready, not get ready at the last minute. Black folk have a habit of getting ready at the last minute. We got to get ready now. This is our time. We should have been building. We're wasting a whole lot of time. We should have been building our own. Because if they cut off the water today, half Black folk gonna die. And I keep telling you 2/3 because you're not prepared. Half of your pastors aren't even teaching you about the end times, war that's coming, about the end times right now. This is the end times, and people don't even understand. 7 years ago, you had an X to go across America. And now April 8th, you got the next X coming across. What does that mean to anybody? Does that mean anything to anybody? Symbolics, first spiritual, then natural. He shows you what he's doing. People been dying left and right, just dropping dead, just like that. And he said it would happen. And we don't have sense to understand what's happening. Why are we not getting ready? Because white folk didn't tell you to. Learn from these shows. This is not entertainment. We don't have time to entertain you. This is not time. I could have been doing a whole lot of stuff. Come here, Russian. My people. My people. We got to get busy. We got to understand that it's going to just be us and them. It's already us and them. You just don't know it. But they picking you off one at a time. They hanging you on trees, and they said suicide. Nobody's alarmed about that. Because every 2 months, once a month, one come up missing, one come up dead. They don't call it, they call it suicide. We found him hanging on a tree. What the hell you mean you found him? Hey, get up there. He lifted himself up there. Nobody says anything because it's not happening to you. Well, why don't we do something before it does happen to you? Because I'm not willing for it to happen to me. Because I guarantee you, I'm not going out without a fight. I guarantee you that. And I hope you don't either. But you can't do anything if you don't have something to protect yourself with. Go ahead, brother.
Yes. Thank you, Sister Cassie. And I definitely thank you again, over and over again, for showing up and coming on today's program and every program that we do together, because it is a labor of love. It is truly a labor of love. I want to thank everybody in our chat who came to watch and share your 2 hours. That, like Sister Cassie said, you could have been doing any old thing, but you chose to share it with us. And, so I ask you, please like the video. For those new to the channel, please subscribe, share the video. We got to wake up our people.
Yes.
We got to wake up our people. So we talked about yesterday, the first phase is you got to know yourself. You got to know your Black self. You got to know who you are. Second phase is you got to come into knowledge of the real God. You got to come into the knowledge and understand that this foolishness that they gave you as a religion is false. You got to understand these things. And we don't say these things to you to poke fun at you. We say these things to you to teach you so that you'll know the truth, and then that you'll be a better bearer of witness to the God that we serve. Because our God is not their God. That's right. And that's the actual fact. Our God is not their God. And so, welcome, Maya. I'm glad you're with us. We're about to go off. But please definitely go ahead and watch the replay where you say, we just got off the highway after a 10-hour trip. Then you're saying about my travels. Okay, Maya, do that. I look forward to receiving your email. Definitely. So we're still going to continue on this topic. because we got one more. We still got some more things to do in order to wake the people up. We talked about being ourselves, our authentic Black selves. We talked about understanding the truth about this Christianity and where it came from and how it's supposed to be, or what it actually is, to wake you up from that false bullshit so that you can come on to the real deal. And so the next program that we do, we're going to talk about what our God requires of us. What does our God require of us? See, because now that you're going to know what he requires, now it's time for you to do it. And he don't require you to be no sycophant, acting like the goddamn clown for white folk. That ain't who we are. That's not what we do. So we're going to get into that, because you got to understand that our God wants you to fight. He wants you to fight. He said, look here, slaughter is better than oppression. That means it's better to die fighting for your freedom than to be oppressed. You understand that? See, when you understand these type of teachings that you're going to get on the real God, then you'll straighten your back up. You're ready to be a man. You're ready to destroy. And you're ready to build. Because you're not stuck behind this false reality. Oh, it's going to get better. Oh, they'll be all right. We just got to give them a little time. We just got to love them more. No. Yeah, when Common said that, boy, if I was there with him, I'd have smacked the taste out of his mouth. We just got to love white people more. How in the hell?
I guess so. He was sleeping with him.
Didn't say that. Yeah. You better get wise, and you better wake up, and you better leave the enemy alone. Don't marry unto them. You go to bed with a demon. I mean, think about it. Others got lice in their hair. Think about that. You don't want to wake up and be bug infested.
Inside and out.
Come on now. You're the original people of God. And we don't get that. They get that. You are blessed. You are blessed. Don't go around here defiling yourself, sleeping with the enemy, and think we ought to accept you. Because we're not going to accept you. We're not going to accept you. Tell you, get your ass out of here, you and your slave devil. Get out of here. Get out of here. We don't do that. No animals up in here. We can't do that. We ain't doing that. Nope.
Candace Owen to go on back over there with her folk.
Exactly.
Coming over here talking about I love black. Get your ass. If you don't get your ass away, I'd love to catch her in a room by herself.
Exactly. We taught them to bathe. And then even after we taught them, they still didn't like the babe. You know that the saying, you're going to throw the baby out with the bath water? That came from them, because they would all take the bath one after each other in the same dirty fucking water. And by the time the baby get in there, it's all dirt that he getting all up on him. So they be like, you going to throw the baby out with the bath water?
Oh, God.
The nasty asses. And now they got the nerve to have this new thing come out where it say, you ain't got to bathe in 3 days. Just put this stuff on. Put it in your private area, and you won't even be smelling.
No, we don't.
You ain't got to worry about soap.
No.
The hell?
They
telling you how dirty and nasty they are right in front of your face.
They said it's wrong. They share the ass. What is that? I ain't never seen one of them. I'm gonna have to look that up. my God, I ain't never seen that. Ooh, I ain't. I'm gonna have to look that one up. Who's called an ass wiper?
Lord have mercy. Boy, I tell you, we really love y'all. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
We do.
We really love y'all. Y'all be bringing it. Y'all be bringing it.
That one right there was funny. I have to look that one up. They share the ass wiper. Oh my God, that was good though. What is that? I got to look that up. What is that? Is that one for real, or is that something you just said? Wow, what is that? We need a picture of that.
Yeah, we gotta see that, boy.
Oh Lord, help us.
Wow,
oh God, that's crazy.
All right, family, we love y'all. As we always say, you kill the nigga in you, I'm gonna kill the nigga in me, and our God will reign supreme. We are Black First, today, tomorrow, and forever. Love you, family. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings. Shalom.
So you better get the message and get it straight.
You're gonna need some bridge work. It's simple as that.
Because we're living in judgment. We're living in implementation.